Hey guys, this is my review of the Pulse Explore earbuds that Sony PlayStation recently released for the PlayStation 5. So I picked these up because I thought they were pretty cool and very interesting. They sound very high spec and they do have Bluetooth capability, so you can connect them to your smartphone and you can connect them to your computer if you have the USB dongle that it comes with. So yeah, I'm going to show you the unboxing first, which I completely butchered, by the way. That strip underneath the box, you're meant to rip that off and it slots out very easily. Instead, I ended up opening it up like a mess. So do not follow what I did in the unboxing. So you get the USB charge cable, which is USB-A to USB-C. So the USB-C goes into the earbuds case. So you can use the same wire that you get with your PS5 controller as well, which is very handy. You then also get, so here is the earbuds themselves. Here is the case that it comes in. It is pretty big compared to most wireless earbuds cases. It's quite prominent and the design is very nice. It's meant to go well with the PS5, especially if you have the PS5 in its native white color. But I quite like the case. It's got a nice slide mechanism, as I'll show you in a second, where you slide out the headphones. But yeah, nice kind of white and black PS5 theme going on, which is cool. There's the USB-C input to charge them. And then yeah, you just literally push it out and there they are. That button you see there is what you use to make sure they're connected to the PlayStation 5 that you're using. And they are pretty big, which we'll get into a bit later. And then you also get this little instructions card showing you how to connect everything. And you also get spare buds depending on the size of your ear. So you can slot those into the earbuds. And this is the USB dongle, which goes into your PS5. And this is what enables the earbuds to be connected to your PS5. So this is very important. You can buy this by itself. So for example, if you have, let's say, 2 PlayStation 5s and you want to use the same earbuds, you can buy an extra dongle for, in the UK, £20. And then you can plug that into your secondary PS5. So all in all, those are the items that you get when you unbox it. You get the earbuds, you get the instruction card, the USB cable, the spare buds, and the case itself. So this is the PlayStation case compared to my Apple AirPods, I think generation 2. So as you can see, yeah, it's quite a lot bigger, especially if you want to use these on your phone and take them out and about. It's going to be quite prominent in your pocket. It's quite a hefty little thing, to be honest. And that's it compared to a Samsung S23. So as you can see, nearly, yeah, pretty much half the width of that phone. And compared to an everyday item, a bit of chewing gum that you might have in your pocket. Just to give you a bit of size comparison, this is the PlayStation Pulse Explore earbuds in my ear. And then I'm going to show you my Apple AirPods, I believe generation 2 in my ear. So you do feel these PlayStation earbuds when they're in your ear. I get the design, it kind of makes sense. That top white bit kind of just sits on your top earlobe, but you do feel it. It is quite prominent. So I've had the earbuds for a few weeks now and I've used them on multiplayer games when I've been in a party with other friends, for solo play. And my thoughts so far on them, only having them for a few weeks, is I've never bought specific gaming headphones before, which is why this kind of appealed to me. I've always tended to use whatever headphones I had and connected them to my PS controller via the 3.5 wire. So I thought I'd get some gaming specific headphones because I'd heard some decent things about them. And I think the first thing I'd say is you do feel them in your ear. They're very prominent, especially if you're used to kind of more lighter, smaller earbuds. But you do get used to it after a while. But if you have a very intense gaming session of, say, between 3 to 5 hours, once you take them out of your ears, you will feel them a little bit. I won't say your ears hurt or anything, but you do just kind of feel like something big has been in your ear for some time. In terms of audio quality, I have really enjoyed them. I saw a few mainstream reviews where people saying they heard sounds that in games that they hadn't heard before with other headphones, and I wasn't sure if that was actually going to be really that accurate, but then I was playing a bit of Division 2 and I could hear a lot more sounds than I normally heard with my previous headphones, so I guess it is true and it was quite impressive. Even kind of subtle sounds, like I could hear flies kind of buzzing around me, etc. A lot more background noises. So I did enjoy them, and I do think the audio quality is very good. In terms of using them in multiplayer with a party, my friends that I played with told me that I sounded crystal clear and really good, and they couldn't hear any other background noises, and so I started to deliberately make other noises, kind of opening and closing my water bottle, making noise with paper, etc., and they could really barely hear it. So I think in terms of being on a party and playing multiplayer, they're really good. And one thing I did struggle with is the same issue I've had with my previous headphones, which is on the PS5, you can balance out, when you're in a party and you're playing a game, you can balance out if you want the audio to play more louder on the party side so you can hear your friends better, or more on the game. And I think that's just an issue that no headphone can resolve, because when I was playing a loud game, for example, it was Warzone, at times I couldn't hear my friend when there was loud noises in the game. So I did have to still kind of push that bar a bit more towards the party so I could hear my friend a lot more clearer rather than the loud game noises. And then most recently, one thing I did discover is there are times whilst I'm gaming where the headphones will disconnect and then reconnect literally a second and a half later. It is a bit odd. It happened quite a few times on my last gaming session, which was really annoying for something that's so brand new. I also had the USB dongle on the front of the PS5, normally where you, on the USB slot where you use to charge your controller, and the PS5 was right in front of me, so it wasn't like there were things in the way or blocking the connectivity. I was very close to my PlayStation 5, so yeah, both headphones would just disconnect and then immediately connect, and you kind of get the notification sound and the notification in the top right corner telling you that that's happened. So that was a bit distracting and probably not something you want if you're doing competitive gameplay, which I don't tend to do. But if you're a very serious Warzone, Fortnite or FIFA or NBA player, then that would probably annoy you, especially if you're in the middle of communicating with your teammates. Then my real second only other complaint, which was just such a typical wireless earbuds moment, was I finished the session, put them away, and a few days later when I went to play again, the right headphone was dead. The left earbud had full battery, but the right one didn't, which just really annoyed me because it's a brand new headset and a brand new case. So I'm not sure why that happened, but then I just put them to charge and eventually they were fine again. That hasn't happened since, but it was just something to note. It's something to be wary of, that sometimes that can still happen where one headphone gets charged and the other doesn't. In terms of purchasing these, they are on the expensive side. In the UK, they're £200, and I think an ideal scenario for someone where I would say these are perfect for you would be if you're someone who doesn't own specific gaming headphones and you haven't got any particular you haven't got wireless headphones for your phone and your music and your own devices like your tablets or your smartphones, and you're using a wired headphone connection with kind of generic average headphones, and you're thinking about upgrading, this would be a good chance I think this would be a good case to buy these wireless Pulse Explore earbuds, because then you would have good gaming headphones, but then at the same time, you'd also have good wireless headphones that you can use with your smartphone when you're out and about and listening to music or podcasts or phone calls. So I think that would be a great example of someone who should definitely buy these. In terms of me, I'm happy to have bought some gaming headphones, but I went towards the earbuds because I just thought they'd be very convenient. I thought it was quite cool. The technology that they packed into these little things sounded very good. But now the more and more I spend time with them, I'm kind of thinking maybe I should have got overhead ones, but I'm going to keep using them. And so far, battery life has been pretty decent, especially in terms of the length of sessions I have. I imagine if you're gaming all day, like 8-9 hours, they are going to die and you're going to have to charge them. and then use other headphones, but I don't tend to have sessions like that, so that's fine for me. Using the USB-C to charge them is pretty convenient. The size of the case doesn't bother me because I'm never going to take them outside of my house, to be fair. They're always just going to sit on my table and near my PlayStation 5. And so all in all, yeah, I'd probably, if I was to give these headphones a rating, I would probably go with a 7.5 out of 10, I think. Maybe after spending 2-3 more months with them, I can give another review, maybe a 3 months later review on them. But for now, yeah, I'd give them a solid 7.5 out of 10. Pretty good sound quality. A few annoying bugs, such as the headphones disconnecting and connecting back immediately, the right earphone having dead battery and the left didn't, as I mentioned earlier. The size of the case if you plan on taking them out and about. But otherwise, in terms of sound quality, they're pretty good. They're also really handy if you're on a party and you do multiplayer games quite often and you want to sound crystal clear for your friends and vice versa. So yeah, that is what I think of the Pulse Explore earbuds. Please let me know in the comments if you plan on buying them or if you've bought them already and what you think, how good they are, and if you're enjoying them, please let me know. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. That would be most appreciated, and see you on the next video.